How is it possible that a team with 2 top 12 players, 3 of the highest paid dudes in the NBA, and a championship coach are getting slept on? No one thinks the Suns are a true contender. ESPN has them 5th in the West. Odds makers say 46 wins, which would be the play-in last year. Well, if that's true, the Suns have a huge problem. When they got Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal, Phoenix traded their entire future. No more draft picks. And with the new CBA, it's almost impossible to upgrade the team. So if they lose bad again, the only way out is to trade Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. KD's only under contract 1 more year after this, so if he's gonna leave, you gotta trade him first. But what could they even get for Durant? He is 36 years old with an injury history. If they really want to rebuild, you gotta trade Book. But hold on, we are getting ahead of ourselves. What could the Suns actually do to shock everyone and make the NBA Finals? I mean, it's why they went all in to begin with. So I used to take all day Sunday to cook and prep meals for the week, but once I got kids, I don't have time for that, which is when I started going to MyFitFoods. They are vacuum sealed, fresh ingredients, tasty, and affordable meals that I look forward to every single day. Now in my regular rotation are 2 different meals, the Moroccan chicken and the orange chicken. I'm telling you, I look forward to every single meal, every single day. It allows me to stay fit and healthy, no cleanup, no prep time, and it's affordable. Use my code AMHOOPS30 to get 30% off at MyFitFoods. They also have overnight shipping, so look at this map in Texas if you're in any of these cities, or if you're in New Orleans, or Denver, or Portland. I've tried many meal companies. This is hands down the best I've ever had. So that is code AMHOOPS30 to get 30% off at MyFitFoods. Well, last year, they were a mess. Oh, they were decent on defense, ranking 12th overall, but the 4th quarter was awful. Phoenix was dead last in 4th quarter offense, 22nd on D. That's worse than the Pistons or the Wizards or the Hornets. How does that happen? Well, Beal was injured a lot right from the start. Devin Booker was forced to play point guard. Dude thrives next to a true point guard, like a Ricky Rubio or Chris Paul. He's not those guys. KD was so frustrated, he leaked to Shams that Durant had persistent issues with the offense, feeling that he was being relegated to the corner far too often and not having the proper designs to play to his strengths as the offense was built around pick and rolls. So 11 days after getting swept in the first round, the Suns fired Frank Vogel. We could see it coming when Bradley Beal refused to shake his hand coming off the court in the postseason. This was the nightmare. I mean, if you go all in for KD and Beal, it's high risk because the new CBA makes it impossible to improve the team, so they better be good enough. Also, they gave away every asset to make it happen. Beal has a no trade clause. They had to win, but got swept. Nobody knew how they would fix their issues, especially getting a real point guard. But then a miracle happened. Tyus Jones was tired of being overlooked, so he bet on himself. He took a 1-year minimum deal to play with Phoenix. Was one of the only ways the Suns could improve. No one thought they could do it, but they got one of the best role player point guards in the league. Tyus has led in assist to turnover ratio 6 years in a row, an extremely efficient knockdown shooter, good at throwing lobs and hitting floaters. His weakness is being 6'1" on defense, but dude took a $10.6 million pay cut to be a Sun. It's huge. Now, Book, Beal, and KD can be unleashed in the offense. This summer, 2 of the best Olympic players were Suns. Then they hired Mike Budenholzer as head coach. Bud just won a title with Milwaukee 3 years ago and is a proven regular season winner. I mean, forget just rebuilding the Milwaukee Bucks because, you know, he had Giannis Antetokounmpo. He got the 1 seed with the Hawks, and Al Horford, Kyle Korver, Paul Millsap, and Jeff Teague were his best players. This guy knows how to win in the regular season. I mean, if KD was frustrated with Vogel's offense, he's gonna love Bud. So now, the Suns starting 5 is Tyus Jones, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Yusuf Nurkic. And Nurk has lost a lot of weight and is so confident now. He is dunking on 5-foot-tall kids in Hong Kong this summer. The bench features Monte Morris, great backup point, Royce O'Neal, Mason Plumlee, Josh Okogie, couple rookies they drafted, the internet's favorite, Bull, who I keep getting told is actually Victor Wembanyama, and Grayson Allen. By the way, Grayson just named the second best shooter in the NBA behind Steph Curry by NBA 2K. And I'm not obsessed with 2K ratings, but he did shoot 46% from three on 6 attempts last year. Why are they being slept on? Because at some point, the new NBA generation will take over. And some people think it's already happened. LeBron, Steph, and KD are all on teams that barely make the playoffs, if at all. Meanwhile, OKC gets the 1 seed, the Wolves make the conference finals, Luka just loses to the Celtics. But KD is even worse. He lacks that LeBron, Kobe, MJ mentality. And I'm not being a hater. These are his words when he was on the Warriors. Steph Curry is the face of the franchise, and that helps me out because I don't have to. I don't want to have to be the leader. I'm not a leader. I'm bad at saying, stand behind me and follow me. No, I'm one of those guys who's just like, let's do this shit together. Let's just work everybody together. I don't mind being on the front line with you, but let's come and do it together. Which means Devin Booker must be that guy for Phoenix. He needs to be the leader on and off the court. I hope he has seen that quote from KD, because it's kind of important if you're gonna play with him. Last year, Charles Barkley said, Phoenix has no identity and no leadership. People got upset. Why? Durant literally said this about himself. I mean, Chuck took it a little too far with the whole bus rider, not driver thing. A little mean-spirited, but he is always entertaining. So if Booker doesn't become a top 5 NBA player next year, the Suns are screwed. Can Book do that? I think he can, but it's a leap. Some teams lean on their coach for leadership, like a Greg Popovich or an Eric Spoelstra, but it's gotta be Book. And if it's not, the offseason will be real interesting. The only way out of this mess is for Phoenix to make big trades. The Brooklyn Nets just went through this. They went all in for KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. Then when it blew up, they traded away Mikal Bridges to get 2 of their own picks back to rebuild. So the Rockets started with an unprotected first and an unprotected swap from Brooklyn, sent those back to the Nets, and Houston got back 2 unprotected firsts from Phoenix and 2 swaps. The Rockets own the Suns' future. Unless Phoenix makes a deep playoff run, there is a good chance Devin Booker is buying a house in H-Town. Now, some people say, there's no way that the Suns would ever trade Devin Booker. But imagine this. If they get swept in the first round again, KD could easily want out. Where have we seen that before? And he's got leverage with only 1 year left on his deal. Then Bradley Beal is Book's best teammate with 0 draft picks to trade and upgrade. That would mean an ugly rebuild around Devin Booker. Do you really think that Book is in the mood to start over in his prime? I mean, he's already put in miserable years with this franchise. Then, improved, made the finals in 2021, thought he was gonna stay near the top the rest of his career, and then slide all the way back down? No. And if he wants out, there's only one team to trade with. The Houston Rockets can give the Suns their pick back to do a real rebuild. So the only way out of this is to win. No one thinks that the Phoenix Suns can do it. But with all this talent, they are easily one of the most interesting teams in the NBA next year. Another one, by the way, is the Atlanta Hawks. Their future is with the Spurs, who have 0 interest in trading for Trae Young. I mean, at least Booker is wanted across the league. So what can the Hawks do to potentially move on from Ice Trae?